weekend for staying in and doing music practice. Atrocious weather on the way for about half the population, I would think. Particularly today, tonight and tomorrow, though of course it could extend beyond that. For Wales and South West England the risk is very high, and for a good part of Western England it's still pretty high, of heavy rain, and often persistent, and strengthening winds, worse than they are at the moment. So it's rather a nice contrast to see that, for example, in Scotland and Northern Ireland the day is far better and should stay that way. The winds have become lighter, the rain, though still in the Western Highlands, isn't anywhere else, and the sun is shining in a good part of Scotland. It's not quite as good in Northern Ireland, chillier with more of a veil of cloud. And in Northern Ireland, the southeast corner may well get this afternoon's rain, along with the borders of Scotland. But the worst of it now and for the next few hours is running through Cumbria, Lancashire and into Wales. In fact, here it is. This is what the radar system is detecting now. It does creep across the other side of the Pennines, but the concentration is further west and down through Wales, where it has been all day, to such an extent that the weather is really going to be pretty severe. If you're out driving this afternoon, the road conditions could be pretty nasty. Flooding is highly likely as a result. Now, the rain does spread beyond this worst area, but not as violently. It's not as heavy, it's not quite as long-lasting. In fact, there's still some sunshine around in many eastern counties of England, and obviously through central, southern Scotland and through bits of Northern Ireland. But I'm afraid the afternoon just gets worse with the winds strengthening. It may well be that we see showers rather than rain, so a bit of sunshine either side in the southwest of England before dusk, and a rumble of thunder is also quite possible. Rather perversely, the warmest weather is actually in the wind and the rain. The air actually is coming up from the subtropics, one reason why it's so wet. So it's not as warm in Northern Ireland and Scotland. That's shown tonight, where we go back down to frost levels. No such trouble further south, where the wind and the rain continue, with sundry rain quite likely to move back down through northern England into Wales once more. And however your day starts tomorrow in England and Wales, this is how it's likely to end up by the end of the morning. Yet more rain, widespread, quite often heavy, concentrating anywhere that faces south, and with strengthening winds. And the winds tomorrow are likely to be even stronger than the winds today. The potential is for gales, or even severe gales, and possibly even over land. That's the worst case scenario. It's going to be nasty anyway, but it could be worse than nasty. It doesn't seem to go much across the border of Scotland or Northern Ireland, where the weather still looks rather better, and temperatures probably irrelevant. So that's the worst case then for the next couple of days. Sunday actually looks rather better for England and Wales, but not so good for Scotland and Northern Ireland. Darren.
Thanks, Rob.